Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now. If you've been following the 49ers this season, you know that things haven't exactly gone as planned. The injury to Nick Bosa has sent shockwaves through the team and the entire NFC West. Bosa, as we all know, is not just a key player but arguably the heart and soul of that defensive line. Losing him to an ACL injury in Week 3 against the Eagles was a huge blow. It's the kind of injury that tests a team's depth, resilience, and ability to adapt on the fly. And, as many of you 49ers fans expected, the team has been working tirelessly to fill that gap, to find new ways to pressure the quarterback, to keep that defensive edge sharp despite losing such a dominant force. So in a move that's caught the attention of many, the 49ers recently signed William Bradley King to their practice squad. Now, if you're a true football aficionado, you might remember Bradley King from the preseason, where he showed flashes of potential. The 6'4", 254-pound defensive end was a 7th-round pick in 2021 by the Washington Commanders, and he's been circling around teams ever since. The Niners bringing him in is no coincidence. They need bodies, they need pass rushers, and Bradley King is someone they believe can add some valuable depth during this critical stretch of the season. During the preseason, Bradley King played 41 snaps on defense and also contributed 9 snaps on special teams. That might not sound like a lot, but for a guy trying to make an impression, those opportunities are crucial. In those snaps, he recorded 2 pressures, including a quarterback hit. It's not just about the stats, it's also about the effort, the motor, and the potential that he's shown. The last time he was on the field during a regular season game was in 2022, in Week 3 against the Eagles, playing for the Commanders. That game, by the way, was his only appearance that season, but as a rookie, he saw action in 3 games, totaling 59 snaps. So he's got some NFL experience, some familiarity with the league's pace and physicality. This signing is a clear indication that the 49ers are still hunting for ways to bolster their pass rush. After losing Bosa, it's become almost a team-wide mission. They're trying out different options, testing the waters with players like Titus Leo and Isaiah Thomas, who recently had tryouts. These moves are all about finding that spark, that player who can step up, disrupt the pocket, and help keep the defense competitive. The team is also looking at the safety position with a couple of intriguing tryouts. Safety Jalen Mahoney, who has spent considerable time on the roster before, was brought in for a look. Not just him, but Brandon Joseph, who played 182 snaps last season for the Detroit Lions, was also tested. Both players bring different skill sets and experience, and the Niners are exploring all options to fill the void left by Bosa's absence and to strengthen their overall defensive scheme. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about the broader picture here. The 49ers' defense has always been a cornerstone of their success, especially under the guidance of head coach Kyle Shanahan. When you lose a player like Nick Bosa, it's not just about replacing a talent, it's about adjusting your entire game plan. Shanahan, in recent interviews, has been unequivocal about this. He's emphasized that the team will have to win by committee. No one player can replace Bosa's production and leadership, but collectively, the team can step up. This means others, like Yetur Gross-Matos, will have to shoulder more responsibility. Yetur Gross-Matos, who came to the Niners in a trade during the offseason, has been working hard to earn more reps. Shanahan spoke about him on Monday, saying, "Yetur has been out there the last 3 weeks, so hopefully as he keeps going and doesn't have any setbacks, he can continue to progress with that and handle more reps. But we've got to see how that goes." It's all about development, patience, and trusting that these players can grow into larger roles as the season progresses. Shanahan also made it clear that the team's approach is rooted in depth and versatility. He mentioned that when you lose a star like Bosa, it's not about finding a single replacement, but about the entire defense stepping up collectively. "Nothing in particular," he said, when asked if they're aiming to replace Bosa with one player. You don't just replace a guy like Nick. It just puts, everyone's got to continue to get better at everything. It's the same thing I'd be preaching if we did have Nick, too. When you lose your better players, it gets harder. But I also expect throughout this year all of our players to get better as it goes. That's stressed even that much more when you lose a great one like Nick. Lots of guys obviously will have to step it up as it goes, but I believe that'll be more by committee than any individual. This mindset is crucial right now. The 49ers are known for their disciplined, versatile defense, and Shanahan's strategy relies on everyone stepping up. The team's depth, combined with strategic signings like William Bradley King, shows their commitment to weathering this storm. The coaching staff is also exploring different options on the defensive line, which is why they've had tryouts with players like Titus Leo and Isaiah Thomas. These are guys with potential who could be developed into impactful players as the season unfolds. And it's not just about pass rushers. The team also worked out safeties, including Jalen Mahoney and Brandon Joseph. Mahoney has spent a decent amount of time on the roster in the past, showing he's familiar with the team's system. Brandon Joseph, who played over 180 snaps last season for the Lions, offers some experience and versatility in the secondary. The Niners are leaving no stone unturned, looking for players who can contribute immediately or develop into key pieces moving forward. This kind of roster flexibility and willingness to experiment is a hallmark of Shanahan's approach. He's a coach who believes in development, adaptability, and a deep understanding of his players' potential. It's a tough time for the 49ers, no doubt, but it's also a test of their resilience and depth. The team has a talented roster, and even with the adversity of injuries, they're showing they're not going to fold. They're going to fight, adjust, and find ways to stay competitive, especially in the NFC West, which is arguably one of the toughest divisions in the league. Looking at the season so far, the 49ers have faced some challenges, but also shown flashes of the dominance that made them contenders last year. Their offense, led by Brock Purdy, has been consistent, and the defense, despite the Bosa injury, still has a lot of talent and potential. The addition of William Bradley King could be just the start of a series of moves to keep that defensive line competitive. And with players like Yetur Gross-Matos stepping up, and the coaching staff's strategic adjustments, the team remains confident that they can contend for another Super Bowl appearance. So, fans, it's a season of resilience, of adjustments, and of hope. The 49ers are navigating through a storm, but they're also showing their strength and determination. The front office, the coaching staff, and the players are all united in their goal to keep this team at the top. It's about pushing through adversity, about finding those hidden talents, and about believing in the process. The NFC West is fierce, but the 49ers are no strangers to hard battles. They've been there before, and they're ready to prove once again that they're still a force to be reckoned with. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.